Hey there. So I'm going to do some of these tutorials that I suggested that you guys do, that some of you did not do. So this is the tutorial of position the shape on the target. So I've linked this in Google Classroom. If you notice that I opened up the tutorial, and over on the left side, it's going to step by step through how to do it. All right. So what I'm going to do, and I haven't done this before, so I'm going to just take this and I'm going to drag it. It tells me to drag the light brown construction to the area outlined in orange. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it so it lines up to the orange. And then I'm going to go to continue to the next step. Okay. What's the next step? Maybe do I need to do both or no? All right. Okay, and then hit next. Okay, so then I've done that. And then move shapes by dragging them with the mouse. Move shapes by selecting the shape, presenting the keys, arrow keys. So now it's done. So you can kind of move that shape in and out. If you want to make that a whole shape so that it doesn't move, you can kind of select it. And then up here, you can make it one whole shape. So that way when I grab it and drag it, it's all one shape now. And I can change the shape of the whole thing. And then over here is my box. I can kind of move it around like that. So that is basically what you're doing on this one. And then you were to take a picture of that and send that one to me. The next tutorial is view it. So you're going to go to Tinker this. And here's your directions. You just follow the directions. Left click on drag anywhere on the view cube to see how it changes the point of view. So here's the view cube right here. So I'm going to change it here. So if I click and I'm going to scroll in, it's really helpful to have a mouse when you're using this. So you can, once we're in my room, it'll be easier because I have my mice to borrow. But you can kind of click on these, change them. So if I click here, changes to front, right. If you click different areas of the view cube, you can rotate the design to match. Okay, that's really what that means. And then press and hold the right mouse button while moving your mouse. So I can right mouse and I can press it and hold it. And then that also moves it. So the right mouse will also move it without having to touch up here. If you want to use your touchpad, you can use either press Control and left click while you drag, or you can simply right click and drag to have your touchpad set up for accepting the right clicks. Okay, so that's how you use your mouse or your touchpad to do that one. Okay, so then you'd take a picture of that to show me that you completed that, and then place it. So these are 3 of the 10 items that you would put on display so I can see what you're done. So here's your place it. So I'm looking for, see the orange shape on the work plane, which is right here. This is the hint. That is the hint that guides you to get started. Find the box shape in the shapes on the panel on the right side. Here's the box shape right here. You're going to left click and drag this box, and you're going to put it in where that shape is. Okay. Now, because it's on top, we want it to go underneath. So I'm going to grab this triangle right here, and I'm going to push it down, and that moves it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to a hole. See how it changes here to a hole? And what that will do is it'll cut a piece of that out, that shape out. There we go. So I went up here and I just made that all one piece. And then I'm just going to kind of move that around so you can see that. It looks like it didn't go down far enough. The next one is this one. Let's step it up. You can stack shapes tool, so then you would practice shaping and stacking tools. So it wants you to stack on top of them. We call it cruise. Helps you stack objects on top of other objects. Any shape dragged from the shape panel will cruise automatically. Okay, so then you're gonna just grab it and stack it. So let's just practice cruising. Okay, so just grab some shapes and some practice cruising. Okay, and you just take a screenshot of that and add that to your list of things to do. All right. And that's that. Okay, so you've done those, and then once you have those done, that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 4 tutorials. Then what I'd like you to do is go and create your own designs. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to go into designs and then create your own design. And then you just kind of get creative with it. You can do basic shapes. If you do these are kind of already done for you. I'd rather you do something with some basic shapes, okay? So you can kind of spread these out. Think about something you'd like me to print for you on the 3D printer. You can make yourself a keychain. You can find yourself some more tutorials if you'd like to do that. You would just go in right here into tutorials and see what is available. These are obviously tutorials, but you can go to some challenges in 3D. There are some challenges here that you can kind of figure out what to do. Okay, I can create let me go back. Let me make you a design keychain. Okay, so there's a couple different ways to make a keychain. So I'm going to start with a block. Doesn't matter how big you make it because I can kind of shrink it to the size I want. If I'm going to make here, I'm going to move it. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit this way. All right, now I want a loop on the ends. Okay, so then I'm going to go get one of these, drag that over to make my keys, so I can put my keys on it. Okay, that's one way to do it. And then let me zoom in. I'm going to go here and make sure it's in the right spot. It is not. Come down a little bit with this. Oop, oop. There we go. You want to make sure this is kind of embedded inside of here so that I can make this one piece. So I'm going to group that together over here. So now when I move it, it's all one piece. When I print it, it'll be all one piece. So now what I want to do is add a text box. I'm going to go here and add a text. And I can change how big my text is, what size it is. Over here I'm going to put, you can make a Christmas present for your mom or dad. And then if it's too big for the thing, you just kind of squeeze it back down here. And it is going to print all in one color, so you don't have to get fancy with your design. We just want to make it sure it's kind of down inside. If you look underneath and it's too far down, then it'll show up in the back. So you want to make sure it's inside a little bit. Keep going. See if that's too far. That's good. You can shrink it a little bit if it's too deep, there you go. It's pretty good. All right. So there is how to make a keychain. You can make it out of a heart. You can make it out of a circle. You can make it out of a triangle, whatever shape that you like. Any of those will work. Just save it here as your name and printable, and then upload that, or save it in, save it here as an STL, and I will print that for you when I get back next week. So that would be something you can do, as well as just do some random fun things. You can make yourself a smiley face. You can make yourself a cup holder. I want you just to kind of experiment and play around with it so that you are experienced with it. Okay, so I'm going to make that a group, and now I have, looks like a deviled egg. Okay, so that's what you're doing for activity 1. Hope you have fun with this and just experiment and play around, and then just add your screenshots, or just have your actual name, and then make sure these are labeled up here as to what you want me to do with those. Okay, so I'm looking for 10 pieces that you've done, not that you've gone here and just thrown over. Okay, I want you to actually create something. Okay, thank you, and have fun with it.